Fine. How are you, seven boy?
I'm good, thank you. I would love to see you, man. I would be happy to see you. Are you able
No
to
problem.
switch on your video cam? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes, my friend. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing well by the Lord's grace, seven of the Most High.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Lord is
yeah,
still with me. Still alive.
yeah, yeah. So, um, I don't know if you give me the permission. I would like to, because I said I promised people on YouTube that I was gonna bring you on as one of our classmates, and I told them that I was lucky to be with someone like yourself, as brilliant as you are, and I promised to bring you
Yes, my Lord.
live, and by God's grace, here we are. So, I think we are already on the Mallane, so we can speak in English. I'm very happy because you are gonna reach a lot of people everywhere in the world because of the level of spoken English proficiency that you have. And I think first of all, the first question to me from me will be, if someone wants to know about Molise Mallane from childhood and up to this point, how would you summarize answering the question, who is Molise Mallane?
Thank you very much for asking me this question. It's a very challenging question. However, let me just briefly answer it.
Yeah,
I would say Maurice is just a humble child, man of God,
yeah,
who's very open to knowledge,
yeah,
who aspires to know more and more at all times,
yeah,
who's very quick grasping concepts, and who's very calculative as well.
yeah. I can
Somebody
attest
who's
to
ever
that.
open to knowledge,
Yeah,
never ready to learn.
yeah. So, Modise, growing up, we met at St. Paul's High School. That's where I will start. And
Yes,
when we met,
that's true.
I can't remember where you came from for regarding your primary living set, but I came from the rural areas myself. I came from Achasnik, man, Tibelum Primary School, and there we met. And you were very humble, yet very focused, yet also very brilliant. You were moving with a load of very heavy books on your back, man, and you read and knew almost everything in those books. Tell us what led to you becoming that focused at such an early age, because some of us were playful, you know.
Yes, that's true. Actually, I've always aspired to be the best at everything that I do. So I was more of a perfectionist. I wanted to be perfect at all times, get 100% in every test that I write.
Yeah,
And that's what made me be focused. And of course, I've always set those high targets for myself. I always wanted to get 100% in every test that I wrote from very low grades in primary school. So that's what actually made me to be very focused. I simply wanted to get 100%. I was more of a perfectionist. That's why I was really very, very focused and highly disciplined as well.
so would you remember when what year you were when you got your first 100% in a test, and then you started believing, now this is doable, I can get it? Because I remember when we were in Form B, it was my first time to be in the same class with you, and I think we were in B. Is it B1 or B2? And you were getting 100% in
Yes.
bookkeeping, and I
Yes.
was always failing
True.
that thing. And we were taught by Mema Chavini, I think I remember.
Yes, I do remember she's still around, eh?
Oh, lovely. That would be good to meet her. So how do you remember when you got your first 100%? Whether was it in primary, or Was it only in high school that you started getting the 100%?
No, I started getting them from grade 1 actually in primary school.
Oh,
Getting
my
10 out
God.
of 10. That's why I started getting 100%. And every time I missed just one question, I used to feel really, really bad. I've always wanted to get 10 out of 10,
I
100%,
remember.
20 out of 20, and as progress higher grades, 50 out of 50, and even 100 out of 100. So it started from just primary school actually.
Oh, Molise. So, Molise, tell me now. And then there we are, we met at St. Paul's High School. How was learning like at St. Paul's High School? Because we were not the greatest of schools. We just had ordinary teachers, and it was an ordinary performing school. But you got you made the most out of it. How did you manage to do that? Because I remember when we were writing Form C, I never knew there was something called book 3 of mathematics, and because we were taught by Ndate Cornel Ramais, and he had never been able he had never been able to touch book 3 with us. And the day we were writing the final living junior set maths exam the following day, that's when you showed us some of the formulas from book 3, and you had self-taught with your sister. And I didn't want to focus there. I said, "Oh, I'm not going to confuse myself." Mudi said, "This one I'm not going to do." So, how did you manage to self-teach and learn from your sister? How hard or easy was it?
Actually, I found it very interesting and challenging. I enjoyed it a lot. Just to explore those other books that our teachers are not able to teach us. So I really enjoyed just getting help from my sister. Even one of our friends, but they also assisted me with some of the concepts as well, because he also got assistance from one sister who was at a higher grade than ourselves.
Oh.
So actually, studying in St. Paul's School was very interesting, yet very challenging. Interesting in the sense that, yes, we were taught to some extent. However, we were not taught to as much as I expected them to teach us.
Yeah.
So it left most of the responsibilities upon us to go out on our own and pursue more and more knowledge and get to know more and more of those concepts. Yeah. So because I had a sister who was attending at the English Medium High School, their Seven of God, they used to be taught thoroughly, really well, and everything went well in high school. So she was able to assist me a lot, and that's how I got to know that there were all those books, book 3s and every other thing. So in St. Paul's, it was very challenging, interesting at the same time. However, I thank God that I went through that experience.
Yeah.
Was now, as a result of that, when I went to the Mission High School, I simply grew with today. But then we were taught thoroughly, everything went really well.
Yeah. So now, how was it like for you to be the best performing student in St. Paul's High School? Did you get a top 10 position at St. Paul? Yet we didn't have that maybe good personnel that would be maybe of the standards that you got to the English Medium. What position did you hold in the country from St. Paul's High School, Form C?
Yes, in Form C, I managed to get position 7 overall in the top 10.
In the top 10, oh yeah.
Position 7 overall, with exceptional performance in physical science, position 4.
In the whole country, yeah.
In the whole nation of Lesotho. Yeah. So those are the accolades that I got there. Number 7 overall and position 4 in physical science. And I was very, very happy. I was really fulfilled. I was very, very happy because of the challenge that I went through. So that I managed to get to that far. I was very, very happy. I wasn't pleased actually when we got to the awards ceremony. Yeah. When I realized all those people that were in front of me, I was really angry actually. And I had to fight back. I had to sort of just avenge myself in COC or whatever. Yeah. Because I really didn't understand how all those people managed to get more marks than I got. So it actually, the whole experience there, it helped me a lot. It worked out for my good. It turned out for my good. So I got position 7 overall and number 4 in physical science.
Number 4 in physical science. And to be honest, at this point, my late younger brother, Tsebang, went to the same journey as yourself because also when he completed Form C, and then he left for Leribe Medium as well. And I was pleased also because after you had left already, and he got position 4 in the whole country as well from St. Paul's High School. So I think also he did exceptionally well. And so now coming to you, now how was it like now going to study at Leribe Medium? How was it like commuting in terms of cost for the parents? How was it in terms of affordability? How was it in terms of your time management for studying when you have to leave very early in the morning to travel all the way to Hlotse, and you still pull it off? How did you manage all of that?
My parents actually, they were very, very supportive, especially my mother, because my father was in the mines in South Africa. So he used to come home once in 2 or just one at the end of the month or once in 2 months. Okay. So my parents sacrificed a lot, actually. It doesn't burden some for them to pay for me the fees there. And I didn't have to worry about the fees. They always made sure that the fees were available. They paid everything in time. So everything went well from that side of the finances. So even to commute every morning and coming back in the afternoon, it wasn't burdensome at all. Actually, I enjoyed it, just traveling every morning, coming back in the evening. I enjoyed it a lot. And if you remember very well, that was the time when we used to play soccer a lot. So, so all those things, commuting, playing soccer every day after school, actually, they didn't affect my performance at school negatively. Instead, they just opened up my mind. I was very, very enthusiastic, very zealous as well. Yeah. So I did enjoy actually going there. And what actually made me enjoy studying the a lot was the fact that the teachers should attend their periods every day, 100%. There was not a single time that a teacher didn't attend a class. The most. These teachers were very, very loyal, attending classes every day, attending their periods, giving us assignments, homeworks almost every day. Wow, that's just fantastic. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot there. And actually, that's how my whole potential got exploited. For there, actually, I did perform at my level best.
Yeah. So we are coming there, Molise, and thank you very much for opening up with us. And I've always told people everywhere, you guys will remember, I've been talking about Molise Mallane, and I told you that I was lucky to have met the world's most brilliant man alive. I will come to tell you about it when he goes to Wits University. You guys have to wait until Molise gets to Wits University. He surprised me. Not surprised me, but he shocked me. I knew he was brilliant, but not up to that level. So now, Molise, here you are. I remember Sen Khelwane teaching us science, and he introduced table tennis. That was the only place where I could beat you. table tennis, man. And I would always enjoy it. I have somewhere where I can beat Molise. Oh my God. So how was it like now learning to balance your life between table tennis? And I know every time it was time to leave, you didn't negotiate with us. You said, no, guys, I'm going. And you were taking your very heavy school bag. And tell me, what was in the school bag every day? It was so heavy. You looked tiny, but you were carrying the most heavy school bag. Why would you carry all of those books, and how did you manage balancing your extramural activities together with high top quality performance?
I've always liked sports from a very young age.
Yeah.
So actually, to just refresh, having studied, having gone to classes and everything. So I always thought it was just good advice for us to play sports. So actually, it wasn't about balancing as such. I simply enjoy sports. I like sports. And I happen to be very good in them as well. So actually playing sports, it just opened my mind a lot, because we used to refresh a lot. Having played, then I used to go back to studies and everything. Yeah. So it wasn't burdensome at all for me to do well, at the same time doing well in extramural activities. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. Even right now, I'm still enjoying sports a lot. I don't play them as much, but following them over the internet, watching them on TV, I still do that a lot nowadays though. So actually, this is about balancing. I simply like just refreshing by playing sports. At the same time, having played, then and go back to studying a lot.
Yeah, and I remember
they carried the heavy books. I carried the heavy books. People used to steal our books in those times. If we leave our book at school, we wouldn't find it the next day. So I had to make sure I carry them every day home and bring them back the following day, carry them home, bring them back the following day.
You were very careful. And Modise, I remember you used to follow athletics during World Athletics, and I didn't know about all of those things. And I think maybe you were lucky to be having television. I didn't have. Where I was staying in the rental houses where we were staying, my late brother and I were using this paraffin lamp to read, and we would always read from 8 until 12 Modise, and we were always making confessions. And my late brother and I were born again already at that time, and then we were always saying, I am not here, I am somewhere in the future where I look better than now. I am not here, I am somewhere in the future where I look better than now. And we were reading until 12 midnight, and then we slept. So tell me, for you, how did having the opportunity to have kind of parents who afforded some of the things that a lot of us wouldn't afford, like having the DSTV that allows you to watch the World Athletics, how did that contribute to you having been knowledgeable and having a worldwide perspective?
It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I said I'm very open to knowledge. I've been studying a lot, even I study a lot.
Yeah.
So having to just start to learn about sports, having to follow those athletes, soccer as well, UEFA Champions League, Olympics, once in every 4 years as well.
Yeah.
So it helped me a lot just to rest my mind, to quiet my mind, and just even at times just to get my focus off academics. So it really helped me a lot, even to also just to be at rest, having everything just in our own vicinity. It helps a lot because you don't have to worry about anything. If you want to watch soccer, just have to switch on the TV, watch soccer. If you want to watch Olympics, during the time of the Olympics, you just switch on the TV and watch. So I studied at rest. So it helped me excel more and more as well. It contributed positively towards my, excelling academically because I just had everything just in my vicinity. Yeah. So I didn't struggle for anything. So it did help me out a lot that way actually. Yes.
So now, thank you very much. Today, I think you have answered some of the questions that a lot of our colleagues wouldn't have been able to ask, except now that I have this platform to ask on their behalf. So now, tell me, Modise, now here you are in your final year at Leribe English Medium, and there is that guy at Sacred Heart. What's his name? Is it Makwa? What's his name? Mahwa, yeah.
Yes, Mahwa.
Yeah, now tell me about, you are both in the same district and same town, same city, like you are in Hlotse, both of you, Leribe Medium, and he's in Sacred Heart, and you know about each other's strengths. How was it like? Were you having competition at Leribe Medium, or were you looking at competition from outside Leribe Medium?
At Leribe Medium, there was competition just the first quarter when I arrived. Okay. Because I remember during the first quarter in Form D, that's grade 11. I got the first quarter, I got an average of 77%. Then one other lady got an average of 75% overall. So she got 75 and I got 77. That was the only time there was competition. And in the second quarter and onwards, then I just shooted just beyond the stars there. I started getting 80s and 80s. And the rest of the students remain in 70s. So that was the only time that I got competition in the first quarter. From there onwards, I just didn't have competition at all. So actually, my focus now went to Secretariat High School, even to think as well of those incentives as well. And then Mahwa, I used to think a lot about Mahwa because, there was just this whole hype that Mahwa is going to top Lesotho. And then the others were saying Molise is going to top Lesotho. So that contest was there, so actually. And I did expect it to happen, from Form D all the way to grade 12 itself. And it did happen that way actually.
Modise, man, it is so good to be, I'm privileged, to be honest, to talk to someone who was at one point contesting to be number one. People were betting for you, and I was also betting for you to say Modise is going to top this country. And I didn't see anyone could beat you. and other people were betting about with Mahua, and you guys, the two of you, did exceptionally well in that examination. I know myself, I just got my first class to aggregate 22. Also after a retake of English, because I had got my grade 7, and you remember the Titanic that we wrote there. So how did you perform in that English?
Yes.
By the way, what grade did you get?
In Titanic, actually, or
yeah,
did you say I didn't get
English,
that
yeah.
really?
Yeah, in English.
For English, I got B. I got B star, grade 3. I got B star there.
Yeah, and your overall performance versus Mahua's, I remember it was a tough one because he was leading you by 1 point. He got
Yes,
he got
he
a 6, you got a 7.
He got 6 A stars.
Yeah.
You got 6 A stars or 6 1s, and then myself I got 5 A stars and then an A.
And a 2. Was it in English? In
so
English.
he got aggregate 6 and I got aggregate 7 in level in that year.
Yeah. Well done to you. Well done to you. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank
you know, when you got number 2 with you missed only 1 point to get a total points of 6, as good as he was. So now tell me, from there,
that's true.
Do you know what happened or where he went after his? I know it was always going to be now a competition where the number 1 spot will go and the number 2 spot will go after high school. Do you want to tell us where the two of you went? Of course, you cannot talk much about him, but we just want to show if you know where he went and where you went yourself.
Yes, Mahua went to Lester-B Pearson. He went to Lester-B Pearson United World College of Canada. He went to Canada for IB, National Baccalaureate Diploma. That's when myself I went to India at my United World College of India for the International Baccalaureate Diploma.
So did you know how he performed at IB and how you performed, and now how the contest resulted at the IB?
At IB level, I flogged him thoroughly. He just couldn't get where I was because I got 39 points out of 45, and then he got around 31, 32. I just beat him. Just
oh my God! You know 32.
At IB diploma, man, I just did more.
Oh my God! I'm super excited because my late younger brother also got 32, so he was at the level of Mahua at that point. So that boy did well as well, eh? And he was at Mallane. Remember, he didn't go outside the country. He was at Mallane. He got top 10 in Form 5. Then he dropped to position 7. He was 4 in Form C. Then in Form 5, I think he dropped to number 7. The competition was tougher for him when he got to LEMS, I would say. So now tell me, Molise, after you did your IB now, you came back. Where did you go after your IB in India? So also maybe someone might want to know how did you find life outside Lesotho? Was it your first time to go live outside Lesotho, and did you find it difficult to or easy to fit into a new culture? How was it like studying abroad? Was it your first time? How was it like coping with everything before you come back to South Africa?
Yes, it was. It was my first time just living outside Southern Africa, actually. Because the only place I used to visit, apart from Lesotho, I used to visit my grandmother in South Africa. So overseas, India, I was staying in India was just my first time, and it was very challenging. Actually, my first year in the IB diploma, it was very challenging. I used to cry a lot, missing home a lot, missing this and that. I used to cry a lot. However, I still did very, very well because I still got distinction then IB diploma. I did extremely well as well.
Oh my God!
So it was very challenging actually in the first year, but in the second year, I was just used actually in the second year. I was not used to staying there, so I did try to enjoy my stay there at that United World College of India.
Yeah. Oh my God! So do you still keep friendships with some of the classmates that you were with in India?
Actually, there's only one person who's still my friend now. Okay. His name is Ndumiso Mavimbela. We used to call him MK Mkolo from Swaziland.
Oh, lovely.
I was with him in India for those 2 years. Then he used to beat me. He used to beat me in mathematics high level. I used to beat him in chemistry and physics.
Oh, lovely. Oh, Dumiso, you were
So
beating
we
Molise.
went to visit together with him.
Dumiso must have been brilliant to beat you, man.
And that guy, I haven't met somebody who knows mathematics like that guy.
Oh my God.
That guy is mathematically,
He was gifted.
I haven't met someone like that. That guy is too wise mathematically. You know, and he's too wise. He's too gifted. Mathematics, he's too gifted.
Wow.
I will tell you more about university progress about this university. That guy, yes. He's the only one I'm still in contact with. Those I studied in India.
Lovely.
I'm still in contact with him.
So, was he from Eswatini? Or from which country was he? Hello, Molise. Do you still remember the country where Dumiso came from? Was it from South Africa?
Yes, he was from Swaziland, actually.
Okay.
Eswatini. He was from Eswatini.
Okay. So now take us through. And this time, I'm not going to ask you questions, just to flow without my interruption. What happened now when you came to VETS, and take our viewers through everything that you want to freestyle and include everything you want to include, exclude all you want to exclude. Now, I'm not going to interrupt you.
Okay, so having completed my international baccalaureate diploma in India, I applied to VETS University to do Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Because I still enjoy mathematics with chemistry and physics, a little bit of physics as well. So from India, I went to VETS University. So this man, a friend of mine, Dumiso Mavembela, we also went to VETS University. We got the same points in international baccalaureate diploma. I got 39 points out of 45. He also got 39 points out of 45. He himself actually studied actuarial science, Bachelor of Economic Science and Actuarial Science in VETS University, while I did chemical engineering. So we went to VETS University together. So in VETS University, in my first year, wow, I did extremely well. I set a record there in the School of Process and Materials Engineering, because I got an average of 90% year mark for the first year, with a year mark of 100% in mathematics. Go in the transcript.
What do you see? Yup. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yes, I got an average of 90% year mark in first year VETS University. I was the top student actually in the School of Process and Materials Engineering. So with where I also did a exceptional work in mathematics, engineering mathematics first year. I got a year mark of 100%, but in the transcript they wrote just 99%. I used to get more than 100% every time in mathematics. I used to get everything correct in maths, everything correct in engineering mathematics. So this friend of mine was, as he said, he was doing actuarial science. He also topped in actuarial science with a mark of around 94% in mathematics. And this was pure maths. So he did extremely well in actuarial science, and I did extremely well in chemical engineering. So we used to just talk a lot. They challenge all those guys from matric, say, you guys, you'll never get marks on top of us, you'll never beat us at all. So the contest, the competition was still very, very high there as well. And of course, this matric, some of them are very, very good, because we attended there in VETS. We had people from Islamic religion, some are Jews, some are Muslims, some are from Europe. We met students from all over the world.
So you are beating people from Europe in VETS?
Them in first year. So I did extremely well in first year.
So you beat people from Europe in VETS?
Yes, I did.
So, Molise, then this was your second year now, and then how did everything go as you progressed?
In second year, I got a position 2. One guy named Vicente, a Jewish boy, he got more marks than I did. I think he told me just around 2% or so. Because
can you go through his name again?
You just still a distinction as well, still in second year.
Can you call his name again? I think we missed it there.
Ricardo Vicentine. This other guy by the name of Ricardo Vicentine.
He was Jewish.
A Jewish guy there. He did extremely well. He told me in second year. Yes, he was Jewish.
How far ahead of you was he?
How
far ahead was he of you?
How far was he?
Was he ahead of you?
By 3%.
Only?
But he was far by 3%. 3% only.
Oh my
And
God.
of course, in mathematics, I was still a top student. In maths, I was still a top student in VETS.
Oh, lovely.
In second year, in maths, I was still a top student. And of course, this one course where I got an A as well, just called Process 2000. Just called Process Engineering.
Yeah.
I was the first black student ever in the history of university to get an A in that course. We were taught by this other professor named Professor Donald Williams. He's late now.
Oh,
I was the first black student ever to get an A in that course in university.
Bravo.
And up to now, no one has got an A in that course. No black professor has ever got an A in that course.
Bravo, Molise.
I
Bravo.
just left the record there as well.
Thank God, woman, I'm super happy of you. So you guys, can you see why I was singing the praises of my friend Molise Mallane? And he happens to be my friend. So you guys, you will know how our friendship started, when it started. Well, of course, we were just classmates back in high school, and we were, Molise was far ahead of us. He was always position 1, and position 2 would be either myself or Tsotleo Khotledi, or it would be Mphomo Kwatleng, or it would be Thabo Sipale. So it would depend on how well prepared each one. For the three of us, there wasn't a big gap between us. I think Mphomo Kwatleng prepared very well for the exam, and then that's when I think he made it top 10 as well. So we were proud of him, because it was a big surprise, I think.
Yes.
Because throughout the years, no, we were alternating after Molise. So now, Molise, tell us now. I told the people about you. I always wanted to have this interview with you. I tell my fiance, I tell everybody, I tell people, I said, I haven't met anyone as brilliant as Molise Mallane. So I'm happy that you are giving me this interview, Molise. So then what happened next?
Well, actually, the reason why I couldn't top in second year was because I was now engaged in preaching the gospel. That's how I started serving the Lord, just preaching the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So now my focus, it doesn't now just on academics, but also on preaching the gospel. So then I went to third year. Third year, that's when I began preaching the gospel a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, that's where my whole attention now shifted from academics into preaching the gospel. So I did do well, but not extremely well as I wanted to, because now I was more focused on preaching the gospel.
Yeah.
Yes, now the Lord was now heavy on me. The anointing of God's Spirit very heavy on me, heavy to witness unto the lost,
Yeah.
laying hands on the sick, casting out devils, such doing all those ministerial works.
Yeah.
So in second and third year, the only course I did very well was in hydrometallurgy. I used to like it a lot, hydrometallurgy. I topped as well. They got an average 54%. In the rest of them, I got C's and D's. So I wasn't doing that extremely well though in third year. And that's why actually I ended in university.
So did you end in third year when you were supposed to go to fourth year?
Yes, I ended in third year when I was supposed to go to fourth year.
Okay, but did you ever fail any module, or did you just decide to stop?
No, I didn't pass the process design principles.
Okay.
That's the only course I didn't pass in third year.
Okay. So would it mean because of that you wouldn't proceed to the final year, or would you have to repeat it and then you decided, no, I can't repeat, I want to serve the Lord? What happened there?
I would have proceeded with other courses to fourth year, having to repeat that design course.
Okay.
But now, because as I said, now as soon as preaching the gospel full time, and now so I just decided, let me just go on preaching the gospel. Actually, the Lord instructed me to do so. That should be just due time that He wanted to use me in preaching the gospel. So I just simply quit school by His instruction, just follow the other route of preaching the gospel.
Okay, I see. So if it wasn't about the instruction of the Lord, then you would have still pursued that course and proceeded with the others, and then you repeat it while you are proceeding. Would it allow you to proceed to the next one?
Yes, I would have proceeded.
Okay. So at any point, did you want at any one point to say, I want to go back to college and repeat that module and graduate with my honors in engineering? Would you ever at any point have had that feeling to say, I feel like now going back, I've served the Lord, I want to go back to finish the honors that I was studying in engineering. Was it chemical engineering? Yeah, chem eng, yeah.
Yes, chemical engineering.
Yeah.
Yes, it used to happen around, because now I started preaching the gospel in 2006.
Yeah.
Even quit school in 2005, end of 2005. So around 2007, 8, that's I so much wanted to go back there and just finish that.
Yeah. Okay.
However, hey, I still had to think otherwise, because now the Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yeah.
Having to obey the Lord, I just chose to obey the Lord and just kept on preaching the gospel.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back and finish there.
Okay, all right. Oh, lovely. So I remember, so I'll tell people about when you got born again, and I would have preached to you while we were at St. Paul before you moved to the English medium. But then when you got to Vez, it was in your second year. One day I was studying in the library in National University of Lesotho, and I had my big Samsung phone, you guys, my first phone was a very big Ericsson. Oh, it wasn't Samsung, it was a big Ericsson. Maybe this size, it was that big. And Molise calls me, grung, 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 grung. And then I go outside to listen, because I was in the library. I go out to pick his call. And then he says, hey, Retha-Billy, Muna, I've got the best news ever to tell you. I'm born again. I've just received the Lord Jesus. Oh, man, I was crying out of happiness for Molise, because I would have preached. I got born again at a very tender age myself, like I was 12. So when Molise got born again at varsity, I couldn't be any happier for him, because I knew that the life of being born again helps you a lot, because it is a very principled life, and it makes things a lot easier for you, to be honest. You are not perfect, you are a human being, but it makes discipline a lot easier. So I couldn't got any happier for you, Molise. I was jumping up and down when you got born again and you told me those things from Vets University. So I'm telling people, because they need to know that you are my friend. And it mattered to me when you got born again. It was something to celebrate. It was a cause for celebration to me, to be honest. So yeah, now Molise, here we are. So do you know where Makwa ended up, and where Dumiso ended up while you went to the ministry?
Mahwa, I met him last year around October in one guest lodge in Hlotse called Masakapesi Guest Lodge. I met him there. We went there for breakfast. I was there as well. I simply met him there. I couldn't talk much.
Okay.
But I heard that he's now working in South Africa, having completed his studies in UCT.
Okay.
While in Dubiso Mavembera MK, my
so
friend,
you didn't know what field he chose, Mahwa?
I'm still in touch with him. He's still my close friend of mine.
Okay.
The first, we went to UCT to study electromechanical engineering.
Okay.
However, I heard that he met challenges there, couldn't pass some of the courses. I don't know if he ended up completing that course or not. I didn't just didn't follow him in that much.
Okay.
Since then.
Yeah. Okay.
While in Dumiso, my MK, he completed actuarial science. Even wrote his board exams and completed them. He's now an actuary. He owns an actuarial firm called Manala Actuaries.
Wow.
And he's based in Kempton Park in South Africa. So I'm still in touch with him. Yes, I still communicate with him a lot. He's still doing well.
Oh, lovely. Molise Mallane, my friend, thank you very much for this interview. I don't know if there is something that you want to say to the viewers, but I know you and I have talked, and we will talk again privately after this, and I will just switch off the cameras, and then we'll just talk between the two of us, and then I just want to talk to you before you go. Is there anything you want to say to our viewers? I have registered my company here that's working here from Ireland. It's a recruitment agency, and I have actually a conglomerate of companies, and I'll be launching them at St. Paul's High School, and you are one of the invitees there, and then you'll receive invitations, I think, from the principal, Khotledi. And we will be there the day that the results will be out for high school leavers, and then we want to celebrate with them at St. Paul's High School there. So, and I would like for you to call on everybody who would have started schooling in schools where there were not very much resources, human resources, but they could still pull it off depending on how hardworking they are. What would you say to a poor student who comes from not so rich a family and who comes not from a so resourceful in terms of human resources a school and in terms of how far they can get?
I would say if we study in the Gospel of Mark, the 9th chapter, that verse, the Bible says, all things are possible to he who believes. So, I wasn't born again from primary school, secondary school, high school. I went to India. I only got born again in vets. However, if we just look at the whole journey from there, how I was able to make it, I just believed a lot in myself. I knew that I'm a perfectionist. I always wanted to get 100%. And I always set my targets up there on high. And I worked very, very hard to get to them. I was highly focused, highly disciplined, and live a very sacrificial life. So make sure that if you set the dreams, set them really, really high, focus a lot, be well disciplined, and sacrifice a lot in order to achieve your dreams.
Yeah.
And you'll surely make it, regardless of how negative the circumstances around you are. So if you're born in a poor family or studying a less privileged school and all that, just keep working hard and keep fighting, just keep working hard, keep fighting. And, as I would say now, as a man of God, I would just say this out that, as long as you keep on working hard, keep on praying as well unto the Lord, call on the name of the Lord Jesus Christ here and there. The Lord will surely make a way for you ultimately and will surely get on high where you want to be.
Yeah.
And one thing that I know, indeed, all things are possible to you who believe. So whatever you want to achieve in life, you can achieve it. You have the potential, the ability to get there. Just set your dreams up on high there and just don't give up on your dreams. Don't relent easily. Don't give up at all. Fight all the way until you get to where you want to be. And even in ministry right now, I'm still doing well in ministry as well. I have too many testimonies of healings, deliverance, and all that. However, I always believe God for the impossible. And I always step with that. I'll never be ordinary. I'm always beyond the ordinary. So just set your dreams up on high there and make sure you fight to get there. Work hard to get there. Sacrifice a lot to get there. Focus a lot. Be well disciplined. You'll surely make it. Hot or cold, you'll make it. One or the other. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mallane, you just gave me the best interview ever of my life. And my friend, knowing you remember how it was like when we reconnected and I was calling you. To be honest, you made my day. I've had a very hectic day. As you can see behind me, it's a company that I run. I'm the chief executive officer of it. It's called Goodly Heritage Recruitment Agency. And God willing, at St. Paul's High School, I want to sponsor some of the things there for us to celebrate with the students. So just my humble little somethings that I want to offer, because I know that the word of God says, blessed is the hand that giveth than the one that receiveth. Because so a few days ago I was talking to someone. I was trying to help some of my classmates that we went together as the first graduates in social work in Lesotho, because there were no supervisors for us, because we're the first to be trained in Lesotho, and everybody who was supervising us would have trained outside the country, and they would have trained at a lower level than us. They would have held maybe a diploma in social work, while we now exited with a degree NQF level 7. They would have had lower levels, as you can understand. It was tough for us. So when I got this opportunity, I said to myself, this is how I'm going to give back to the Lord who gave me an opportunity. So for my journey, I moved with a Bachelor of Social Work from the National University of Lesotho, and then I went to do honors in social work from University of South Africa, UNISA. That was at NQF level 8, and I got a very rare entry there, entering at the final 4th level, following through the recognition of prior learning, which is RPL. And from there, now NQF level 8 gave me access to the European level now, where I would now qualify to do a level 9, which is now a master's level here. So that's how I came to Ireland to study Master of Arts in Child, Youth and Community. So on top of my social work, I am actually a 3-in-1 expert of children's issues, youth issues, and communities issues. And this would have been inspired by me having worked at LSP Construction, which is the biggest company in Lesotho, owned by none other than Ndate Andre, and he goes by the name Tabo. He comes from Taung, and he runs that company very well. And so he would have given me an opportunity to become the community relations officer after I had completed my honors in University of South Africa. So I was very brilliant. I was just fresh from school. So I did handle community relations very well there, and I gave it structure. And actually, he didn't want to accept my resignation when I was leaving for Switzerland, when my ex-wife was being posted to Switzerland as a diplomat now. So I had to resign, but he wouldn't accept it. He said, Retha-Billy, the political issues, you cannot trust them, man. This contract is too short. You're doing so well. I'm so happy. Until my then ex-wife, my baby mama, had to go and beg with him and said, Tabo, please, can you release him? Because to be honest, I can't cope. And then she mentioned that we were expecting our last born boy. The Tabo said, Retha-Billy, but you didn't mention that you were expecting. I said, Tabo, how could I? I'm a man. I couldn't tell another man. Something like that. So now, Molise, here I am. That's why I chose to do a module with community, because I would have loved community relations at LSP Construction, to be honest, because would have worked with the big projects funded by African Development Bank, working at Lesotho Electrical Corporation there. I would have been very, very active with them there. And to be honest, I loved my work there. I worked at Pudihadi before coming to Switzerland, to be honest. So then now, when I studied Master of Arts in Child, Youth and Community, I saw as a private student how I can change my life and those of others. Now, after I realized that it's possible that I paid a lot of money, Molise, a freaking 14,000 euros in tuition fees for myself to study for a master's in 1 year, a 3-in-1. And I did it. I was working full time. I was working as a student. I was a family man, always traveling to Switzerland to see my family. I always prioritized my family. My family never struggled. No. I was working. Every time I missed my baby mama, then I went to see them. I knew going back to see them was better than her coming this side. Because why? Because if I go, I see all of them. But if she comes, she leaves the children. So I always have been a family man, and I thank God for the role I played in that family. So now I realized, Molise, that I can turn this into a business opportunity. Now I'm now naturalized in Ireland, and that's why I'm able to register my businesses here and call on Basotho from all walks of life to come to Ireland and give the best we can, because why we're bringing critical skills that Ireland needs. And having talked to you, I feel like, Molise, I want to bring you here. Think about it, my friend. I want to bring you here because you are so brilliant, and I know you will say you will go to pray about it and ask the guidance of the Lord. But I really would want to bring you here, Molise, because at the moment, my company, Goodly Heritage Recruitment Agency, has been awarded a contract to recruit for one university in Dublin. It's called Orms Institute Dublin, and they have a brilliant program, the business program. So you qualify to enter there at undergraduate level for 3 years, and then it will exit at honors level with honors in business. But for you, because you are brilliant, I'm going to try my level best, Molise, to get you to go maybe into our final year honors, because I know you can manage. Bring me your academic report so that I can justify any business modules that you did in your IB.
In IB, I did economics at the standard level.
Okay. What grade did you get there?
I got very good. It's just grade 6, level 6, not 7. But 7 is excellent, 6 is very good. I got very good.
Okay. Because, Molise, why I'm asking, at Orms Institute Dublin, we look at a case per case. When we don't generalize students, that's when we apply a theory called the person-centered approach, where you look at the person in front of you. So if I were to offer you, Molise, to say, okay, I'm going to talk to my managers and see if I can prove to them, Molise, with your grades from Wits University, that they can allow you to get into only our final year of honors. I know you can pull it off, because that gives you immediate qualification into the MSc, Master of Science in Strategic Information Systems. So now that goes into IT. It combines business with IT. So I know you can pull it off, Molise. And in 2 years, you could be holding a master's from this country, from Europe, and you could be in the critical skills list, because now you'll be holding an IT qualification. And now you can bring everyone you want to bring here, your partner, using the critical skills work permit. To be honest, I am a recruiting agent, so I know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to give you this offer, Molise. I want you to think about it, and then we'll talk separately. Don't give me an answer on air, but I want to give it to you openly for people to see. Our business is caring for us. I want to pay for your fees 100 tuition fee, and then I will call on other companies now to sponsor your flight tickets, to sponsor your everything relating to the visa, and then your accommodation. And when you get here, my recruitment agency is going to give you employment, so that as a student you're already working part-time, you're working 20 hours a week, and not more than that, not less. You do course full-time, and then you can enter at this level if my management will agree with me, because I'm going to propose for you. So please think about it, Molise. I'm making an offer to you, not because you are my friend. The people have heard, even if it's because you are my friend, but it's because you are my brilliant friend. They are not as brilliant as you are. So nobody should accuse me of nepotism. You guys, Molise has showed me one of his reports where he had 108% in mathematics, in engineering, in vets. He had visited me. I was staying at Halle Trail, and then I said, Molise, tell me, how did you get above 100%? He says to me, they give bonuses for using the hardest methodologies. So Molise was not using your ordinary easy methods. He was going for the most challenging ones, and then he would get bonuses to get something above 100%. I had never had. Can you tell us about when you got marks above 100%?
Yeah, it was in many of the courses they used to do. They actually give us questions that go slightly beyond 100%. So as you get everything correct, as far as you get all those 104%, 108%, 105%. Yeah, though in the transcript, when they're supposed to write my year mark is 100%, they wrote just 99%.
Oh my God, they were robbing you now.
Yeah, sometimes you did.
So you guys have heard it from my friend and myself's interview. And Molise, my friend, thank you very much for this interview. I believe you have inspired many. Many have heard from you that it doesn't matter the background, as long as you have faith, you believe. And faith not being spiritual, just self-belief, believing in your innate abilities. Believing. You remember what I said we did say with my younger brother, my late younger brother. By the way, he was a medical doctor when he passed in 2019. And he was owning his medical firm in South Africa, serving in a mine, and he had a contract with the mine. So you guys, we were always saying, making faith proclamations, whether you are a believer, whether you are not a believer, but you need to motivate yourself when it gets tough. So I'm talking about now two sets of people. A believer, we know that faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the word of God says it is the evidence of things not seen. So you guys, as a believer, you know that you have faith in God, and you know that the faith is the currency that we use in the spiritual realm to buy things that we want. If you want something, you use your faith, you focus, and the word of God says faith without works is dead. That's in James. So that means you have to act out whatever it is that you believe. So Molise was believing that he's a top student, and he acted his faith by working extra hard. You see, he was carrying that very heavy school bag with every book. For some of us, we didn't have some of the prescribed books. Molise never missed any prescribed books, and he always brought all of them to school. He was so tiny, you guys, and then he would be like carrying them like this. We were playing table tennis. Molise always has his school bag next to us. And now today, I've just heard why he was always bringing it along. So faith without works is dead, you guys. Now, talking to a non-believer or maybe non-Christian person who has a right to choose whether or not they want to become Christian. Now, you have to motivate yourself at one point, because life will not bring only the nice things to you. Life will bring challenges. Some of them, they will be beyond your coping capabilities, and you might get depressed, and you might get even mental breakdown. Some of them will be nice, and then you will enjoy, and you will cruise, and you will feel like life is good. But when that time of getting through the valley comes, you need to be able to motivate yourself somehow. So that's when now you can use the proclamations. We're not going to call them faith proclamations, but this time for you guys who are in the human sciences, we'll call that self-talk. So how do you do when you feel low? You self-talk. You say, I know I'll be okay. I know. That's what I will say. I say, my fiance knows. If I say, I will say, oh, so you guys, self-talk and self-motivation is what my late brother and I were doing when we were saying, I am not here, I am somewhere in the future where I look better than now. Look at us now. We were using that lamp to read. Look at us now. We are using the lamps that are electronic now to read. We can hold meetings as though it's night, because now we have the electronic lights instead of the paraffin-based ones. So you guys, we want to encourage you. When I went to high school, my dad had passed on while I was only 14. I had just written my standard primary living set. He didn't get to see my results. I was left with my mom who didn't have no career at all, and she was working as a domestic worker in South Africa. I stayed home, remaining the head of my family, taking care of my 3 younger brothers. And one of them was Tsebang. Tsebang pulled it off. He got all those grades. I was the head of our family. And of course, my 2 other brothers didn't make it to college, but I made sure that all of them, they went through high school. I was paying for their school fees as another child. So you guys, it doesn't matter. There's no excuse for remaining poor. There is no excuse for remaining not doing something. You can do a little business, and you can aim high at growing it. So I'm not blaming anybody, but I am taking responsibility. So you guys should also take responsibility. Do not blame government. The government of Lesotho has awarded everyone who qualifies to go to college an award or sponsorship. So once the government has done that, now it's your turn. With the money that you have worked for yourself, you can source out money, or you have money, or you can borrow money. Come to Europe and change your life. Study with Holmes Institute Dublin, and contact us at +353 87 282 9628 +353 87 282 9628. That is Goodly Heritage Recruitment Agency, and you can email us at goodly.heritage.ie@gmail.com, goodly.heritage.ie@gmail.com. And you guys, I want to tell you the name Goodly Heritage. It comes from Psalm 16 verse 6. It says, the lines have fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. That's where the name of our company comes from. The lines have fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. So you guys, this heritage is a goodly one, but I had to take faith and act out my faith and come to college, take out my money and my family's money, come to study. Now I was acting out my faith. Yay, I've got a good heritage. My children will never suffer. My children will be studying here in Europe as well. Why? Because the lines have fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yay, I have a goodly heritage. So you guys as well, motivate yourself. Move. Don't stay depressed. Don't blame another person. Don't blame government of Lesotho. Don't blame your constituency leader. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame anybody, your friends. Take responsibility and accountability of your own life. We are here to support you guys. Call us and contact us as we try to help Lesotho by changing one Mosotho at a time. Changing them not only for now, but changing them for their children and their children and their children. And as I check out, thank you very much, Molise, my friend. This is your boy, Retha-Billy, Lelisa-AKA Retha-Billy, as the Irish people have given me that name. If you want to know how it came about, go to our very first episode where we're talking about getting to know the host. I have covered it all there. So you guys, thank you very much. And Molise, my friend, at this time, I'm going to close this, but you can remain with me to chat with me. Thank you very much for the interview.